Oh, wait. Is it working now? I think it is. Wait, what? Why can I hear it? What am I listening to? Oh, the stream. That makes sense. Hey, welcome to the Owl Streamerino. So here we are, second stream on YouTube. I still don't know if I'm gonna keep on doing stuff on YouTube, but yeah, maybe it will be better to do it on Twitch. I really don't know though. Anyway, welcome everyone. Hey Dutch Viking. Hey Jimmy Snaps. Hey Ordinary Failure. Was it S you wanted me to call you? I forgot what it was now. I think it was S. But anyway, I heard the sound twice. Oh, not again. Not again. Hang on, I just got to do testing. Wait, do you still hear it twice? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I had the stream on, so I couldn't hear it. I turned it on to like ultra low latency today, so hopefully it'll be better. Like yesterday we were streaming. That's one thing. Like with Twitch, it seems to have much better like latency. This is on ultra low, but apparently it's not. It's saying something about the stream's audio bitrate is 0. I guess that's not good. But does the audio sound like okay? Oh, it's playing in Discord. Unreal Tournament. Really? Oh, you mean what I said? Yeah. Ultra kill. Monster kill. I played so much Unreal Tournament when I was like a kid. That was my go-to game. Hang on, I gotta get my didgeridoo. And by didgeridoo, I mean my USB cable to plug in this tablet. Do, 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 do. Do they call it a tablet even though it doesn't have a screen? I think so. Yeah, it's a tablet. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. So yeah, if you were here yesterday, you saw we started off with sketching out some general shape and stuff. I might be adding like a little bit more shape to it. I'm not sure yet. Or I might go into getting some colors first and then I'll go back and start, adding some little details later. One thing I kind of wanted to change was this because I feel like it should be like straighter, or at least this point should be pointing a bit further down, maybe. But maybe I'll just straighten this out. I'm not sure. Do you have a name for it yet? I don't know if they're monsters. I don't know. I guess there'll be names given by the survivors, and they'll kind of, because they're creatures from other realms, right? So I don't want them to just have some kind of some actual name, because that would be weird. Because I don't want there to be like a spoken language between them, so we wouldn't know what they're called. Overwrite the brush. And so maybe like something. Look at that beautiful potato. Yeah, it's getting there. I think the resemblance is quite good. Maybe we can add some of these kind of like flaky kind of textures and stuff off that. Hey Kev, how's it going? And hey, and Indiana Pickle, your hands. I'll have to remember that. I'm getting hungry. What are you cooking, by the way? Not bad. That's good. How's your sleeping been? Mine's been a bit rough the last couple of days because of the baby decided that she doesn't want to sleep again. Greenish potato colour, sprayed it to... Yeah. Pasta with mushroom and chicken. That's so funny. Because, yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Kev. Yeah, it's really funny you say that because I realized like the thumbnail to my other video, the one that was just there about the like seeing things that aren't there and that. I've already forgotten what that's called. But oh god, if I like removed the rubber, like no. How did I do that? I got rid of it off the quick slot. That's not what I want. Oh, is it like here? No. Oh, I can rotate it here too. That's cool. Anyway. Cheers, Hans. Yeah, anyway, I'll try and finish what I was saying because I keep distracting myself somehow, as is the tradition with this ADHD. But wait, that is a race. Oh, I'm just an idiot. What's new, right? But why is it not solid now? Why is it not solid? Square. Wait, maybe it's because I got a Gaussian default. Fuck's sake. I'm like a bit new to this program, let's say. Is there like some soft brush setting I've got on or something? I don't like soft brushes. Anyway. Liquid snake. I can't call it liquid snake. Brother! I got the recessive genes. Oh, it sounded Australian. How can I sound Australian when I'm supposed to be English doing a friggin' English accent? Yeah, I got a pen, yeah. Oh, I fucking hate that like smooth shading shit. I gotta figure out how to change that. Wait. What does this button do? It means erase? Like color dodge? No, fuck off. Erase. Where's the like smoothness setting? Oh, erase soft. What are you playing at? I don't want to erase soft. Do a potato accent. Well, if a potato could speak, it would probably sound like... Maybe not. I've been following your videos recently. You got great content. Hey, thanks, J-Ski. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Is that what Danish sound like? Like... I should not do that. I'm going to put people off coming here. How do I... Oh, wait. Maybe I can, like, drag something on here. Come on, man. Let me just... Give a brother a break. Why is that not a thing? Open source software is the best. Anyway. Where the 3D modeling at? Well, I'm going to do like... I'm going to paint on a texture to this. And then I'm going to be figuring out... wait. Oh, I can just select up here. But why can't I just drag something onto here? That's weird. Anyway, I guess I'll figure it out later. So I just want to neaten up some of this stuff. I can keep it kind of sketchy. I'm going to make a new layer to like draw everything inside anyway. How old are you? I'm nearly 30. Pretty old. By the way, guys, if you're watching, well, obviously you're fucking watching here, right? But give the video a like if you don't mind, because it helps fight the dislike if they end up coming. So it would be helpful. Also, I think more people might get it recommended if there's more likes, so it would be cool. You sound 25. Yeah, I'm like a pretty old man. Right? Nah, it's not even that old. I don't want to offend people. I feel old though. Actually, I don't know if I do. Like, I think I used to feel old, but I'm starting to feel a bit like younger now. I think it's all the staying indoors and playing video games that does it. Yeah. He looks 30. I look older than 30, I think. Yeah, thanks for the likes, by the way, guys. I really appreciate that. Anyway, what I wanted to do was just chuck a new layer in and just figure out what kind of color this creature could be. So layer, insert new layer, paint layer. How old are you, S? Yeah, I'm growing the hair back long again. Don't worry about that. Whoa, there's more likes than people even in here. How does that even happen? Fuck. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm such a noob. I just saw this bit over here and it's all like messy, so I just want to clean it a little bit before I kind of like the sketchy look though. It adds a little something, you know? Now, how do I... Oh, there we go. It's pretty easy. I'm starting to get the hang of this program, I think. Gradually. Young? Again, why? Yeah, I cut my hair like... Because I've got this condition, seborrheic dermatitis, and I wasn't able to like treat it before. I'd kind of given up on the ever being able to have long, healthy hair because it was so friggin' like dry and the split ends were terrible. And it's not the case of like, oh, just cut it and it'll be better. Like I have to pretty much oil my hair daily to keep it in some good condition. And I've got to do different things to keep the seborrheic dermatitis at bay. But I tried the baldy look for a while, but it just, I don't know. I like having luscious long hair, you know, like shampoo advert or something. But yeah, I found like some ways recently to kind of deal with the condition, which makes it a bit easier. But yeah, it's still a bit hard. All right. I don't know anything about the painting kind of stuff. I guess I'll lock this layer so I don't accidentally screw myself. All right. I know, man with long hair has hair in good condition. No. Yeah, but I've started watching like a lot of like different like YouTubers that are about like hair health and like skin and stuff, and I'm just trying to... I kind of got to this point where I realized I look kind of old now, and I want to try and slow that down a little bit. Like, I know it's like not the biggest deal in the world, but I want to look in the mirror and just think like, yeah, I look okay, you know, and not just fucking hell, what's that? Like, turn this mirror off. Oh wait, I can't. It's a mirror. It doesn't work that way. But anyway, yeah. So I've just been trying to find some different ways of improving my appearance and my self in general. You know. User graphic. All right. See you later, S. The unknown user graphic tablet. Do you draw a lot? I'm actually not... I would say I'm like one of those programmer artists, you know, like programming is more my speciality, although I'm not like the best or something, but that's what I've done more. So I'm not much of an artist, but I just mess around with different programs to get the kind of thing I'm after. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, like, but I've never been very good at perspective and things like that. So even if I draw something that looks kind of good, like I cannot draw it in a different posture, you know? So usually I just try and draw things from one angle, and then like for this creature, for example, I'm only ever going to draw it this angle. The rest of the time I'm just going to use this to build the 3D model, and this is just purely for concept's sake, you know. And I know the feeling, my hair's thinning. Annoying. Yeah, my hair isn't thinning, but I kind of know the pain because I have quite a high hairline, but naturally, like since I was I think 10, I noticed that my hairline was like quite receded, but it kind of receded when I was 10 and then it just stopped. So I just have a rather big forehead. But don't worry, you're a handsome dude, Viking. You can get away with having no hair, I think. I wonder how you would take this image and turn it into 3D. Normally, straight. Well, I don't actually. I never use reference images like directly in the background when I'm making stuff on. When I'm making stuff in Blender. Usually I try to make the shapes on my own kind of thing. Like, it's like one of the earliest kind of tip videos I watched about Blender just had that as a tip. It said, don't rely on references to get your shapes. It said like the more you kind of practice getting the silhouette right, the better you become at kind of naturally knowing how to shape things. Yeah, definitely. Like it's kind of the same as my process with drawing or programming, you know. I kind of just do a bunch of stuff and then whatever sticks. I follow the path of least resistance and the way that seems to work for me. I'm not sure about if it's going to be like a skin color, but I have thought about it because I think anything that's just a skin color instantly makes it more friggin' creepy. And yeah, you do texture drawing too. I feel this is hard to do. I tried and it looks shit. Are you doing like higher resolution kind of textures or low res like PlayStation-y kind of stuff like me? I reckon it should be like a little bit pinkier. Pinkier? Is that a word? Oh, the preview's up here. Maybe just get some of that color going on too. Yeah, maybe, I'm not sure if I'll get to the like Blender stage today, but maybe I will. Oh, PS1 Style 2. So, what I first did when I was painting textures was I kind of tried to paint a high resolution texture and then downscale it afterwards. But I realized that you lose a lot of important details that way. So, what I'd recommend to make it easier is to choose the kind of resolution you want to go with already. And then just make it, so draw it on like pixel by pixel, but obviously you can, you know, you can use the brushes and stuff with the pixel, but draw it on a low resolution to begin with, and then you don't lose any of that detail. Isn't that the Fruity Loops logo? Maybe if I get some of the like darker hues underneath, it might start to look like something creepier. Oh, I could probably do with lowering the opacity a little bit as well. Yeah, so I'm not exactly someone you can learn drawing from because, like I said, it's not my thing. I just you know, it's part of the reason for going for the PS1 style. Like, to be honest, like, even if I was an amazing artist, I would still be doing things in the PS1 style. But it's a very forgiving in some ways, you know? But I don't want to rely on the fact that it's forgiving in order to make anything, you know, decent. You can go for the fried potato look with some black burnt edges, raw potato. That's, yeah, that kind of be cool. Mox's looks really good. Oh, thanks, Anthi. Welcome, dude. You mean if I export the UV disposition on something like Photoshop to draw? I don't use, I don't paint with Photoshop or anything for textures. I haven't so far anyway. Like at the moment, what I've been doing is pretty much just drawing things straight on, like in Blender itself. The workflow for me just feels better, like especially when you have like stuff that's curving around places. It just feels really weird to do it in Photoshop first, you know, because then you've got to fix the warping afterwards. But I know a lot of people do that, so I guess it must be a valid way of doing it. Oh, that's how I do eyedropper. Okay. Just like, so I'll usually paint something kind of straight on, and that seems to work. Yeah, I think the pinkness could work. I still need to get it right, and I might need to have some like wrinkles and stuff in order to do it. And with the resolution, one tip I would give, because some people seem to have it a bit, I don't know, they do it in a very strange way. Like, I've seen some retro PS1 kind of stuff, and they kind of set everything to 256 by 256 because they think that that's the maximum texture size for the PlayStation. Therefore, it's okay and it will look right if they make everything 256 by 256. I'm not saying you're doing it like that. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of other YouTubers with stuff like that. But I was reading a lot of like forums of old PS1 developers, and there was a running theme that kind of texture size was like extremely rare for them to actually use because of the because of how expensive it was to have the maximum texture threshold all the time, right? So if you're looking at small objects, then you wouldn't have anything close to that. Like with my bullet, for example, the bullets and shotgun shells, they're like, you know, 8 by 8 or 16 by 16. And my whole character, like the face, everything is in a resolution around 256, 256. Yeah, I just thought I'd chuck that out there because some people think it's like, okay, if I use 256 by 256 then on everything, then it equals like PS1 graphics, you know? Not that we need to like replicate completely either, but I think it looks cool to have even different pixel sizes sometimes. Like I used to think that the pixel size on PS1 games would be consistent between objects, so they, you know what I mean? Like I'll give you like an example. Leon from Resident Evil 2, the original, obviously. Wait, oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. That's not good. Yeah, so Leon from Resident Evil 2, he has different sized pixels all over his body. So his face is the most important thing, right? So his face has a lot of pixels to it. So it's bigger on the texture file than the torso. The torso is tiny on the texture file for Resident Evil 2. Let me show you what I mean. Leon OG RE2 texture. It's quite interesting. Well, I find it interesting anyway. Maybe you'll find it boring, but so this is the texture for Leon from Resident Evil 2, and as you can see, his face is like takes up all of this space, and his torso takes up nearly the same space as his whole face. So if you go in and actually look at Leon in Resident Evil 2, look at the model up close, you'll notice that the pixels on his torso are huge compared to the ones on his face. And all over the body, there's inconsistent pixel sizes. And this is actually we wouldn't really think about it, but that's actually something that is kind of iconic for the PlayStation, but it's probably something that a lot of people haven't noticed. Because when I first started thinking about doing it, and I was first playing around with textures and stuff, all I was thinking about was like, oh, it doesn't look right because the pixels are different sizes, you know? I need to make them all exactly the same size, but nope. Not to be like, if you want to be exactly like PS1, you don't have to worry about that. If you want to do it because you have some very bad OCD about things being very straight, then, well, that's another thing. But check out those roots, maybe. Gives you inspiration. Which roots? Sorry, I went on a whole, like, I was lost in my own dialogue tree there. Link? You sent a link? Where did you send it? I need to start adding like some character already. I'm gonna add another layer for like blood, just so that I can start seeing if this color is gonna work. Maybe it's not allowed to send links. Oh, maybe send it in Discord then. Okay. I should try and use like more brushes, I guess, but I don't know if it's like 100% necessary. Because this thing is definitely gonna have some old blood stains on it. Ooh, it's creepy. I don't want to overdo it though. I might add a little bit, make it just kind of streaked, like it's been there a while and it's just dried on or something. Where's my rubber? Not you, this rubber. Turn the size down a little bit. Yeah, you don't want to see my texture file, it's a mess. I have to learn, organize it, and start making games for like... Oh, that's really great, dude. Are you quite young or are you older? I'm curious. Because I think more and more people have been kind of interested in making games recently, like even older people. I think a lot of it's to do with the COVID as well. Like we're all kind of stuck inside, and it's the perfect time really to learn something that takes a while. That looks kind of cool. Did you send me the link, Dutch Viking? In the Discord, I mean. Yeah, you should definitely have that. Anyway, I sent you a Discord. Oh, cool. I don't have the slightest clue about texture of face body. I tried using a photo, but it warps around very oddly around the head. Yeah, like a lot of people who make these retro-ish PS1 horror games like to do the kind of, what was I gonna say? It's like pink. Not now, not pink. Maybe I have like a puddle somewhere. A lot of people like to get some like textures off of real life things, like you said, like the face and stuff, and do it that way. I think, to be honest, I would even struggle doing it that way because I just don't know the right techniques and stuff to properly warp it around and stuff. I know there's you know, there's probably tutorials for how to do that. I know that Mike Rowe probably has some tutorials on that. So what I was thinking with this is like this, well, I need to just fix that a little bit. So this kind of tubey thing coming out of his mouth, we were kind of deciding what it was going to do yesterday. And what I was thinking was maybe he kind of impales his victim with this, and then something here like locks into their body and just drains them of their essence. And by essence, I mean blood. And it would be cool if it was like something that sucked the blood out with such, or like sucked his like insides out with such pressure that even his bones and everything like left, you know, and then he would just like kind of flop over like this jelly pile on the floor. Maybe some spikes come out of that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like friggin' alien or something. I'm 19, but I've been interested in skills since I was 30. Never got to make. So I have to be making music instead. Huh. I also started my interest quite young. I used to play around with Flash, which I don't know if you even know what that is, because it's not really much around these days, but that had a language called ActionScript, and everyone used to make little games on that for the internet. I never really made a full game because I was always so terrible at finishing things, but since I've been diagnosed with ADHD, I've been much better at consistently working on stuff. But yeah, like you're at a good age to really get into it now. Like if I had put so much effort in when I was like 19, I think I would have already had a few games out by now. Maybe get some like self. Yeah, I made it space shooting fast. Yeah, cool. That's probably more than I actually did. Okay, let me see this thing you sent. Oh yeah, potatoes are weird, man. Like there's something very creepy about potatoes. Mushrooms as well. I think you were talking about mushrooms earlier. Mushrooms are friggin' freaky. Like if you learn anything about mushrooms, like you'll know that there's something to not to take lightly. Like mushrooms are like so friggin' weird. They're like literally aliens. You heard it here. Well, not probably first, but you heard it here at some point, people. Mushrooms are pretty damn freaky. Like I heard that some of them can be connected underground for like literally kilometers, like all part of the same what do you call it, like all part of the same colony. I don't know if they call it a colony, but the mycelium that connects the mushrooms underneath the soil is the largest one, is like literally kilometers and kilometers. It might be even bigger than that. And yeah. What was I gonna say? I just started thinking about mushrooms, so now I'm like slightly distracted. But one thing about mushrooms is that sometimes the mycelium can like play tricks on other parts of the like mycelium. Like it will send a focus. It will send some kind of a signal to a part of the mycelium further along that it's going to send it some food, and then it will actually cut it off and let it die. So it will somehow, wait, would the blood end up here? I guess it would. So it would actually somehow screw over another mushroom in order to get itself to live longer. So yeah, mushrooms are capable of screwing each other over. So who knows what they've got in store for the rest of us. Okay, so, but that's looking pretty okay. I just realized this spike should probably like angle down a bit here. Let me just edit this a bit. So, what you've been doing today at work, Kev? Oh wait, you're not working today, are you? What have you been doing today in general? Boom. Is the music loud enough, by the way, or is it too loud, or is it okay? Now? Doing fuck all? Maybe a bit too loud. Oh damn, sorry. How's that? I was thinking about making some like relaxing tracks for like these streams, because I got a like this kind of, I'm not very good at music, but this kind of thing I think I'm quite good at. Just something that is like I can loop forever because if I ever try and make something longer than that, it's just friggin' like it just doesn't work for me. Gonna get something done tomorrow. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, this is the save room music, I think, from Dead Aim. See, I'm not sure about this color now. Maybe it would be a bit like scarier if it was dark, a bit darker, you know? I don't mean the blood, I mean his skin in general. Or maybe what it is that he's got too much of a healthy complexion. Oh wait, I shouldn't be drawing on this layer. Yeah, I think that's what it is. His complexion is way too healthy. I use Cubase 5, but I wouldn't say I'm like good. Only for like really droney stuff. Dead Volume, who's in here, is helping me out with a lot of the music for the game and some of the ambience and stuff like that too. He's really good. He has like a lot of physical like stuff as well. Like he's got a modular synth that he made and put together and all that. His stuff's really cool. You should check him out on the. Are you still on SoundCloud? Dead Volume. What do you use, The Unknown? I use FL Studio. Yeah, I was a bit like you, to be honest. Like when I was younger, I was more interested in being like a rock star. Like I always kind of thought in the background that I wanted to make games, but I was on a big ego trip when I was younger, you know. I was like, I'm gonna be a rock star, yeah, and then you know how it is. But now I'm a bit older and a bit more cynical. I don't want to do that at all. Like that's literally like the nightmare for me, imagining being a famous rock star. Jesus, no. That's what aging does. Pretty cool sounds. Any libraries recommend for creepy sounds? Oh yeah, Dead Volume recently showed me that what's it called, what he just said, Mysteria. It's like, sounds like a horror movie kind of soundtrack stuff. All right, just want to add this bit here. Okay, bit more blood. I should actually name my layers because I like to be organized and I don't want to. I want to start like good habits, you know. Okay, so maybe I'll change this. Maybe I'll change this color a little, make him a little bit creepier. Could also add a bit of blood there. Let me just name these layers though. Blood. Get outline. I guess that would be Fleisch. If I'm German. Flesh. I always found it weird that Germans have the same name for like meat and flesh, right? Fleisch. I don't know if it's like literally means meat, but I think they use it instead of the word meat sometimes. Ugh. Ow! Why can't I open this bottle? I thought you might say something, Hans. Is that your new nickname, Indiana Pickle? I just tried to draw with a real pen on the tablet. That's a bit silly. So, Spitfire. Right. So let's try and change these colors a little. Maybe I could just adjust them somewhere. Is that a thing? Maybe if I can use like some filling tool. Ooh, you can. That's cool. Well, that adds a very different kind of vibe, doesn't it? Not bad. Maybe something darker. Ooh, God. Jesus. That now terrifies me. I don't know why, but like when you can't quite make out things and he's got these like very bright pointy ends, like, oof. I think we're going in a good direction here. Maybe not. Now he looks like a Pokemon. Nothing wrong with Pokemans, but not for him. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So what do we think, guys? I'm kind of digging the darker. Maybe I can go with something a bit more like in the middle. But I think that there's something to this. The only thing that won't really be the best like this is it will look less like the potato reference, but also, you know, it's like, I don't know, the contrast of the blood will be less obvious, which might take away a little bit, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe if he's got like a greener here. Jeez. If your game is a dark place with retrograde, maybe, yeah, but also, you know, it would be cool if they were hard to spot in certain environments, because my game does have dynamic lighting, so maybe it would work. Like, I personally like this kind of color, I reckon. It's not bad. Anyway. But I'm not sure. It kind of feels like it's gonna have to be one or the other. Like there isn't really a middle ground here. It's gonna have to be either extremely pale and freaky like that, or it's gonna have to be really dark. But thinking about if this thing, because this thing to me is like kind of a killing machine, you know? I want it to be a very capable killing machine. And a thing like that you would think would be able to blend into its environment, or I mean it should be adjusted to blend in with some kind of environment. So I'm not sure what kind of environment it would come from, but I'm kind of thinking maybe something like somewhere dark. So maybe darker would be better. But maybe I could add some kind of colored patches. I don't know. But then again, I like the dark color you picked the first time, like this. I think there's a better one I had. Like, I think the gray works, but a bit darker. Like, as long as I add enough highlights on the actual model, I think it will work. Right now, though, I'm getting the kind of, you know, the black liquor vibes, the lab liquors from the end of Resident Evil 2. But I don't know, man. Maybe the pink. But now that I look back at it in the pink, it seems like it doesn't make sense. Because this thing looks kind of insectoid, right? And usually they have quite hard chitin, not squishy. So I think it would make more sense for it to have this kind of tone, but maybe it could have a mixture of a few things. Maybe we could blend it in a little bit, you know? Anyway, I'll put it back to this so that we can make some new colors from it. But I don't know. I don't want to overwork it as well. Welcome back, S. I don't know if I said that, but my brain isn't working right now. So welcome everyone to the stream. If you're new here, it's your boy, Danny Arcadia. Just making some creatures for the game, which is a retro PS1 horror game, as you saw in the title, obviously. Maybe I'll give like an amber glow to the environment. I've been a fan of PS1 games since I was a wee boy, and I'm still obsessed with retro games. Like, I can just sit there and play Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 and just still enjoy it like the same as when I was a kid. It's just a shame that I know like the speed route to some of those games now. I kind of regret ever speed running Resident Evil 2 because it's kind of ruins the surprise of it for me, you know? Oh, really? What ones have you got in your collection so far? Oh, I hope I'm drawing on the right layer. Yes, I am. God, I was about to... Maybe I should make a different layer for highlights, to be fair, because that'll be easier to change them after. See, that's the using your noodle, right? Let me just change his color once more. Is there a shortcut to this thing? Okay, so let's make him dark again. Get rid of all those highlights, and then I'll add a new level, a new layer. And we'll call that new layer, paint layer. Wait, didn't I rename all these? I think I undid it. Okay, so we'll call this highlights. Highlights, flesh, blood, and outline. Currently playing Ocarina of Time on Project 64 first. Don't say on Project 64, you're gonna get arrested, dude. All Resident Evil games, of course, Silent Hill. Wait a second, Martian Gothic? Is that, am I thinking of the right game? Is that the one where you're on like some spaceship? Because I think I played that on stream like a while ago on my Twitch account, if I'm thinking of the same thing, and it was fucking horrible. Like, I liked the atmosphere, but it was so hard because it was like you die like so easily. I remember I got like so far in that game, and then it was like, oh, you just died. Like, you didn't do anything really, but yeah, you're fucking dead, man. I was like, no. I was streaming it as well. I was so mad because like everyone left the stream because there are all these people who are just so excited about watching this game. They didn't follow my channel, but they followed that game, and they're like, oh, this is it. Someone's finally playing that game. Now we can watch someone beat it. And it's like, oh, he died. Sorry. After like literally 4 hours. You can't push zombies off you, so annoying, yeah. Pity because it's not a bad game. No, it seems like cool, but so like backwards when it came to you know, some games are like really easy to go back and play now, but some are just not. I think I was playing it on the PC version as well, so there was no autosave, or maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember what it was, but basically one of the versions, like, you can't do quick saves. Maybe I was playing the PlayStation version, actually. I don't really remember. I'm just covering up some of this empty like spots and stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the flesh. Let's start adding some Oh no, we wanted to do that in the highlights, sorry. So, I'm gonna have some just ambient light coming off one side. I don't know what color though. Grey, so I guess you can do anything, but we got some red there, so maybe some blue light, I don't know. Welcome people just joining, by the way. It's nice to meet you. If you've been watching my videos, thank you for watching them. It's really cool to have people interested in the stuff I'm doing and that. Still very, very tiny channel. I don't know if it's ever gonna grow, to be honest, but I'm just happy that I'm able to do this game, to be honest. I just freaking love making games. Any PS1 games you recommend? Yeah, let me think about that. It's okay to do map on Pro Builder, because I saw guys doing it on Blender. I heard that too. It's starting looking cool. That's cool. So, I don't do level design in Blender. I think some people do, yeah, but to me it's like well, maybe I'll just do these light highlights and then I'll change their color later. To me it seems a bit weird to do it in Blender when basically Unity is a level editor, you know, that's the probably most obvious feature of it. But I think some people find the workflow better doing it just in Unity first. Just in Blender, sorry. But are you Pro Builder, are you talking about for modeling stuff? Or I just realized what that is. That's like for making some shapes and stuff, right? Oh, but map. I think it's fine to do it in that, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't make a whole level in Blender, but the way that I'm kind of planning to do it is I'll have a whole kind of set of things that I can snap together, and then at any point I can just add like, oh, here's this arched kind of doorway, I can reuse that later. I think that comes from a programming kind of mindset, you know, because it's good in programming to sometimes make things quite reusable rather than just as a one-time use kind of thing. So we want to make things generic sometimes so that we can reuse them. Not all the time. You can go overboard on that too. But I really like I like that kind of reusability. So I like to snap things together. Oh, so just the level room, so just the walls and stuff. Like I mean I personally would still rather do it so I can snap things together, you know, like I'll have well, let me just draw it quickly what I mean. You know, I'll have like this is a wall, right? And then this is a wall that has a door hole in it that can, like, I can fit my door object in, and then I can just build up a lot of these different objects and just snap them together in Unity. And then you can make, I don't know, you can make collections of these into a prefab that you can easily reuse later, or even a whole room if you wanted to do that. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong, but if you're building a load of different things in Unity when you could be in Blender, sorry, when you could be reusing stuff, it's a bit of a waste as well, even though it's not going to make much difference to your project, but it's technically still kind of wasteful when it comes to space. Not that that even matters these days, but especially for a game of this size. But yeah, like modular, I think modular design is pretty useful in general, but again, like, people can go overboard with it with coding too. Like, it's like everything needs to be completely modular. So if I want to be able to control this creature, I can have a controller script attached to it, and then I can choose any kind of input and that will control it. And then I can also do the same for the player, so the player will be controlled by like the keyboard, right, or the gamepad, whatever, so they can have a controller script too, and it can all be the same on the monster and on the But sometimes, you know, you can just go really overboard with that and overcomplicate your architecture to the point where it's difficult to think about your code. And a lot of the time when I was younger, I used to look at some really complicated long code or something and think, oh, I'm never going to be able to code because this is like ridiculously complicated, you know? How am I ever going to be on the level where I understand this? And the truth is, if a regular person can't read code and understand it, this is like my opinion, if they can't understand the general flow, then you're probably doing something wrong with the way you're building it, architecting the code, I should say. Code should always be easy to read and maintainable. And if you see some like long ass script file that's like over 200 lines long, then the class is probably doing too much, and it could just be split out into smaller things that are easier to think about, because then you can abstract away and think about things, about one line of things that says what it does rather than the whole thing. You know, you could have an algorithm that takes in some input and then spits out a random location, and if it was done in something that wasn't so easy to do in, I don't know, some other program, you could have like 200 lines of that within the thing that's using it. Or you can abstract that out and call it color mover, color changer or something. And then all you need to write is color changer dot change color, give it the input as in the constructor or whatever, or if you're using it as a method and into the parameters, and then you got it. It's much easier to read one line of code rather than 50. Whenever I see a complicated algorithm and I go back to it and I'm like, I'm not sure how this works, I'll abstract that out somewhere, I'll just chuck it somewhere else, and I'll be like, right, this is this is the thing that does this is the coffee maker, that's what it does. I don't ever need to look at that code again, you know, because it does its job, it does it well, that's all it needs. Sorry for ranting, I love talking about like programming stuff. I'm a bit of a fucking nerd with it, to be honest. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. More scripts that are simple, easy to use features. I want to add like making the thing. So if I want to, yeah, you can totally do that, but don't get too caught up in the modularity thing, I would say. Like you can reuse stuff, but if two things are very, very different entities, then maybe they don't need to share a kind of modular component, if that makes sense. Like it's okay to do something different sometimes in that way. I hope like I'm making sense and not coming across as like some friggin' like madman just talking a load of bullshit that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I haven't noticed anything bad with your English, dude. It sounds fine to me. So we got a little bit of a highlight going on now. It's like the light's coming from behind him, which is weird. I was thinking the light would come up here so I could see the details on his face, but I guess it doesn't matter. Why break? Yeah, talking bollocks, you mean? Well, I think you've always said that about me, Kev. Oh, what the fuck? Where did my toolbar go? Oh, jeez. I don't know what happened there, but my toolbar disappeared. I must have bored it, so it left. Maybe there's like F11, F10, F10. Oh. What's the button for this doohickey? I'm not being funny. I'm gonna have to probably quit and open this again. I can't even see my cursor. Okay, creeper. Oh god, if I just lost all of that data. Oh god. Did I just say data? If I lost all of that data. I'm a bit of a nerd. Hello, Mr. Toolbar. I must have pressed something. This? No. This? Ah, I did it. Okay. I guess that's something you can do like real quick. Okay. I've been to Holland before, Mr. Dutch Viking. I quite like the country. It's not actually so different to England, I think, in a lot of ways. I thought it was going to be way like more different. Maybe we can add some highlights under here. No, that should be a shadow. It feels weird that the highlights are on this side. Maybe I should convert these to shadows. Maybe. And yeah, if you're watching and you're into game design, retro stuff, PS1, horror, then yeah, it'd be cool if you give me a sub. If you like it. I got the feeling I discovered my new favorite channel, Quiche Unleashed. Thank you, that's nice. I'm still wanting to make a horror game in the set of Amsterdam. It would be cool, but I think I said to you before, maybe start with a street first or something tiny. Are you also a game developer, Quiche Unleashed? Okay, oops. Highlights, it's changed. Wait, why is the background? Wait, give me that magic wand. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Control Shift A. I'm on the highlights, right? Like, oh, okay. Maybe I can just do it that way. I do game design primarily, so this is up. Oh, cool. And do you work in a team, or do you work by yourself, or what? I haven't really met any. I would say like people who are strictly game designers before, so I'm not really sure what it entails. But is that more about the overall experience of the game and the gameplay and things like that? I'm sorry to sound ignorant. Why can't I just remove that? I might have to just delete this layer and see what happens. Can't even texture anything. Maybe I'll do a video about texturing, like specifically for PS1 style graphics, because I have a pretty specific way I go about building the models and texturing and unwrapping. Like my unwrapping process is pretty slow actually, but I feel like it's much more the end result is good. Yeah, maybe for a character, like maybe when I do a next kind of character, I can do something like that. Okay, so we got the highlights, blood, flesh. Okay. I'll turn the opacity down a bit. Yeah, everyone watching, by the way, if you don't know about me already, you should know that I'm extremely slow with anything I do. So like, I've been making this game for 4 months and I've been working on it for hours every day, but extremely slowly. So don't get excited if you think, oh, something's gonna happen really soon, because it's not. But I think I'm quite fast at making videos, so that's a good thing, right? Okay. Yeah, the game design is more for like design based, so look and feel. It does mesh with gameplay sometimes, but I tend to focus on the experience of the game. Oh, cool. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so right now I'm primarily on my own, but I wouldn't say so actually, because I've got a lot of people who I talk to and ask for advice from about all different kinds of things when it comes to like vibe and stuff like that too, because I really need help with a lot of things, you know, when it comes to story and making things coherent, especially because well, I have ADHD, and most things are very difficult when it comes to holding a lot of information in my brain at once, which is why with coding I try to make everything as simple as possible, and I never have classes bigger than like 200 lines, because I like to know that if I go back to it, I'm going to be able to comprehend it. Because even people that have been programming for like years, even though I have been for a while, they still like, you know, everyone looks back on their code and they think, fucking hell, like, what does this even do? How is this connected? So I always try and make it so those kind of situations don't happen. But yeah, game design, I like the kind of the sound of it, like the way you described it, because it's, I think that in the ideal world, like all games could have someone dedicated to this kind of job, and I guess they do in the actual world, because the experience and everything building that is well, super important. I've got a friend, Tromboncino, and he really helps me to look in different ways about things. He's very kind of blunt person in some ways. Like, he'll always tell you exactly how he feels. And I think those kind of people are really great to have around sometimes. Well, all the time. Because you can have, you know, people telling you everything looks great, but then if it actually sucks, you know, I need to know. And also, Mr. Dutch Viking here, he's also been very good with giving me lots of ideas. So although that this is kind of a solo project in the sense that I'm doing the art and programming, I'm not doing music. That's what Dead Volume is doing for me. And even aspects of the game are definitely being helped by people that I know. I don't know where Tromboncino is. Bye-bye. I thought he might come along tonight, but... So, I wonder if we'll get to the stage of actually building this thing out in Blender tonight. I'm not sure. It would be kind of cool. And I don't know how much more there is really to do on this. Like, it doesn't... If I make it, like, way too... Yeah, definitely. And that's very true what you say about the king. I can't remember where I heard it, but I think it was some kind of Eastern philosophy thing I was reading, maybe Taoism or something, maybe Lao Tzu or something like that. But it was like saying that a good leader doesn't lead, but he kind of follows his people. And I would say that I definitely do that, because there's been... Okay, Priceless. Yeah, it will be modeled. I just don't know whether it would be today. But oh damn, I lost my brain thought. Come on, brain thought, come back to me. Yeah, but like, if I had stuck with my original, if I'd settled with my original like plans, things would have been so much shitter in my game, like 100% shitter. Like, my friend Tromboncino was pretty brutal about some of my old kind of designs. Maybe I can show you some of them. Like, yeah, like this is, this was my first attempt at a head, and like, looking back at it now, I think, Jesus, what was I smoking? It just, I didn't put enough into it, you know? It was just, it looked so weird, like a mask. And another friend of mine said that to me. He said, it just looks like a mask. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll change it. Like, at first I was offended, but then it's like, these people are trying to help you. And this was another one. which was an earlier. Now this, to be fair, looks believable PS1, I think, but it's like it was just like it looked good because it was in a low resolution, you know, and because there was a filter on top. I think it didn't look good because it looked good. So now, like, I always try and make it so the models look good without anything. Like this, for example, is a character I'm pretty happy with. Like, I could use this in the game somewhere, I reckon, because even though there's nothing on it, it still looks like it looks okay, you know. It doesn't look shockingly bad. but yeah, like, and then I'll show you another one that was really kind of sucky. This one, it's like I think there's literally 800 triangles that this guy's made out of, and the detail is like nothing, you know, like it's kind of fake detail. It looks like it's kind of detailed in places, but it's just not. Like, it's just a bunch of lines. Yeah, I know, hipster, right? I thought it might look cool, but yeah, it doesn't. So one of the awesome things I found was just the more basic I made everything, the better it seemed to look. And yeah, that works when you're not predominantly an artist too. Okay, so I guess I should be thinking about some of the finer details on this, but maybe that's something I could do later, just in the when I'm building things out in the Blender. So I'm not sure. I guess I can add the, well, this should be called shadows now, I guess. See, I told you, I just take ages doing everything. Layer, new layer, paint layer. Okay. So, paint layer. Highlights. Would you be scared if you walked into a room and this thing was there? I feel like I would. And I think if you can be scared of your own creature, that's probably a good sign. Like, honestly, the potato thing I found, that scared me enough as it was. It's not, it's creepy. Well, I'm glad to hear that. The unknown. Oh, I'm gonna need to change these, like, I'm gonna need to change the outline a bit so that the highlight kind of fits in there a bit. Oh, why haven't I got pressure sensitivity for this size? That's weird. I thought I was doing that. I've been doing this whole time and I didn't have pressure. Oh, I do, but not for the size. Heh. I wonder if you can do that in the quick settings. I think it's scary because it's both capable of killing you and bleeding wounds. Believe me, there's something bigger and scary. Huh. Yeah. So, well, I mean, these were supposed to be kind of like... The sound design's going to enhance them. Yeah, I hope so. These were supposed to be like where he stabbed something else, and that's why the blood's coming. But it would be cool to add some scuffs and stuff on the actual model, I think, so it looks like he could have been in fight with other things. One thing that Dutch Viking said to me the other day was, or maybe today even, it was like, it would be cool if he, if the creatures kind of fought each other. So if they did infighting, like in Doom or something. And I agree, like that would be pretty awesome. That would be probably one of those things that I would balance out with how long it was actually going to take me to do it. If it's something that, if that kind of system added on like 5 months of the development cycle, then I'd probably say that it's not worth it. But I think it could be doable, especially if I've got a good, robust like state machine built, then I don't see why it would be a problem to do it. But getting all the behavior just right so it feels believable is another thing. Because if you add another kind of target for creatures, it's just asking for more potential bugs and stuff, I feel like. and getting stuck into the state, or, you know, two creatures getting stuck jamming into each other. And although that might look funny, it might take away from the horror aspect just a little bit. Just a like little touch. Okay, so well, he's looking pretty good. Maybe we should just move on to the building things out now. Like, I think this gives off a definitely okay vibe. I'm not sure whether to add joints here. It's a good challenge for yourself. It makes the game more unique. Well, that is very true. I was thinking already of Abe's Odyssey because of the shape of the scrab head. You know, if you played Abe's Odyssey, that I got this definite vibes from him. So when you mentioned that, I was thinking, because there's infighting in Abe too. Like, if two scrabs see each other, then they go like, and then they go, and then they like go, and then one like dances on top of the other one. It's like, sorry about that. I just realized if I want to like people to feel chill in this stream, I should probably not scream into the microphone. So sorry about that. By viewer retention. Jesus. Anyway. Sounds like you got the monster noises. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about this stuff quite a bit. Okay. Well, I think we can stick a fork in this guy because he's as done as he's gonna get before I start overanalyzing everything. It kind of looks like that the sketching style is on purpose as well, like, so that kind of works. Okay, so let's just export this. I don't want to call it creeper because that's kind of like overdone, right? We've got Minecraft creepers. Do you like that the only thing I have on my desktop is Resident Evil? What do we call it? Okay, I'm just gonna call it Monster for now, or Potato Beast. But I think, like, as far as actual Banshee, that would be cool if he does have a loud noise. But I'm not sure. Scuttler. Actually, I do like Scuttler. That's good, because he looks like he scuttles. But I was thinking this thing could probably accelerate to like 40 miles per hour. But I'm not sure. Maybe scuttling wouldn't be good if he sprinted. But I don't want to call him Sprinter. Right, so let's crack open Blender. So I guess I'll still include the reference image, but I wonder if there's a way to just make it always in the background. I think you can add like a little window, actually. Zinger. Hey, Doug Welsh. Zinger. Then he sounds like a burger from KFC, though. Yeah, Blender time, baby. Right, let me just find out how to get the picture reference window up. Picture reference window. I know you can add it into the world's place, but I don't want to do that because... Okay, so Control A, empty image, empty properties, choose your image. Alright, Shift A, add empty image. Wait, sorry about this, I just set it up quickly. Image. Do I just add the image as like a texture or something? I haven't done like one of these things. Oh, this is like from ages ago. I'm sure that this is from 2015. That's the problem when you're looking up like things about how to do stuff in Blender. It's like you can set the object in front view. Screecher. But if it's in front view, won't it like, you know, it'll be like if I rotate the creature, I won't see it. Like I've seen someone before open a small window with the reference in it. Gouger, yeah. We got to think about what people would call it, you know, because this is about if you're one of the survivors, how would you refer to this thing? Oh, background images. Oh, for orthographic views. Ooh. Well, I could do it like the hard way and just put it on every axis. Potatoes. Gratis. Like, I think like gouger might be something appropriate because of the gougingness. Right, I guess I'll figure out how to do that later because I don't want to waste your guys' time. Free potato beast.png. So I can just put it in world space, I guess. Or maybe I'll just do the thing I said. Yeah. Or I could add a script so that it always faces the camera somehow, but I don't know how to do that. Anyway. Tater. Beast Hound. No, there's definitely going to be a houndy kind of creature, but I don't think this one is it. Need to remember how to Blender now. Like, it's been like actually ages since I've done anything in Blender. Okay. GX. Let me just change the rotation on this a bit. I don't know what it's like. So 90, 0, 0. Or I could like actually just put it in a small image here. That could work, to be fair. Like if I wasn't on stream, I'd probably do it in the other window, you know, which is what I quite enjoy in this live stream. I'm glad to hear it, dude. Splinter, Sliver. Well, Sliver would make me think of something that would be, you know, slivering like a snake or something. But we're definitely getting warm. Okay, so maybe I can just pin this to always on top. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe if I open it in VCL media player, if you can do that with a PNG. Wait, open with. You know you won't want to let me do that. Am I just being like a weirdo thinking I can do that? Oh, what I could do actually, like I'm an idiot, I could put it on the other side of the screen for my reference, and then I'll capture that and put it on there for you, so you guys can see what I'm using as the reference. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, great idea. Okay. Okay, so I'll just capture this screen on OBS then. Let me just add a new thingy. Sorry, this is taking me ages. Like, once again, I'm just being a completely long man. So display capture, window capture. Okay, there we go. Just get rid of this stuff. Oh, it'd be good if I could just make the background transparent. I guess I could, but no, I'm just gonna... We don't need it that big, do we? We can have it like that. Tell me if that's like distracting for you guys, but I think that's all right there. Oops. Okay, so let's do it. Wait, I don't even need to capture it. I could just like, I'm sorry, I'm being stupid about it, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So, what's your days been like, guys? Anyway, what's happening in your lives? Did anyone discover something awesome? I've gone and messed it up now, haven't I? Oh no. Oh no. Hey, is that fixed? Wait, is the chat still working? Hang on, I better refresh this. It seems like it's going... Oh, I don't know if I can refresh it. I'm scared. Someone give me a sign that you're still alive. I'm worried. Currently making my way through a Unity course. Yeehaw! Cool. Which course is it? Is it one of Jason's from unity3d.college? We are very much like, okay, good. Got to go. I'm across the pond. It's barely 2 p.m. Run errands. Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks for the sub and everything like that. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Okay. Today, just played a bunch of games. I never played Fear Effect. I think, yeah, there's Jason from unity3d.college. He's got a like YouTube channel here on YouTube, obviously, and I've learnt like shitloads from that guy. I know that he has some stuff on his website too. Okay, edit mode. So let's go to, I like to do it in map, this one, map cap. Okay. I could probably set that up in a start file, to be fair. Did my washing. I think I'm going to start with the head and then just extend out from there. Going to try and get the shape in as basic a form as possible, as is the tradition. I need to get some washing done. I did a bit the other day, but I did a really like lazy wash, you know. I had like 3 loads and I just did 1, and then I just thought to myself, well, it's probably all right, you know. No one's judging you for that, but they are. Oh, I didn't know he had a course on it, but I've seen like his like kind of startup tips for that, and they were useful. He does a bunch of cool stuff. Jason's great. I've just been chugging through unit course program, reinforced pickup, and yeah. And do you do like the programming too? I guess I'll make these into a point. Some people are really like scared, I guess, of triangles and stuff like that, but I'm really not. I've looked at so many old PS1 models and they're full of like weird geometry and stuff. The only thing that it kind of sucks with it now is that they're it's like when you do things with like really obvious triangles and, you know, weird polygons and stuff, like it can mess with the shaders and stuff and the shadows, but for my purposes it's fine. I try to optimize the models as much as possible just to get that kind of PS1 feel. So usually I'll start building the stuff out, and then later on I'll end up making it even more basic. Keep hiding it. I haven't done anything in Blender in like ages. Okay. Oh, read that. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I need to figure out how this kind of head joint is going to work. Because it's a little bit kind of, I don't know. I don't know quite how that's going to work. See, I'm thinking that I could probably add an extra loop cut here to get this shape that I've got in the design, but I don't know if maybe that's something that I should just do in the texture, you know? That's a lot of the time how I try and think of it. Like, if I can make the detail in the texture, then that's probably closer to the kind of look that I'm going for anyway. Did you apply a mirror to it or not? I'm a new Blender. Just noticed a lot of people add them. Well, for this, I probably would end up using a mirror modifier, yeah. I'm making a head right now, and I will usually at some point I'll make a cut down the middle, and then I'll copy one half, and then I'll do the mirror modifier. But you can do that, like, well, not too late, but at some point later. Now, also, this top part is probably going to be completely separate from this part, so I could either make it separate now, or I could end up splitting them out later. I personally prefer to split it out later. Like, it's not a problem. You just insert a new face there or whatever and do it that way. Okay, yeah, I always try and work in the orthographic views as well, because otherwise I end up with like wonkiness that I didn't realize I'd done. So maybe I'll just scale this in a little bit. Oh, shall I turn on the thing so you can see the keyboard shortcuts, by the way? Because maybe for people who are interested in learning, you'd like to see when I actually use keyboard shortcuts. I think that's something you can do in Blender, right? Input. No. Viewport. I'm sure there's something that you can do that with, but I don't want to spend too much time. Wait, maybe if I search input, no? I don't want to waste time here, so I'll set it up for next time in case anyone's not like that, not that experienced in Blender and they'd like to know what shortcuts I'm using. I can set that up for next time. I myself am not an expert on it. I've only been using it a couple of years, I guess, but not consistently. So maybe I'll extend both of these out. Did you hear about the new algorithm changes on YouTube, by the way, Dutch Viking? Like the way the CET, is it? No, what do you call it? The job you do, I forget what the acronym is. Is it an acronym? I don't know. The abbreviation? Abbreviation, is that it? But anyway, they changed it a lot. So now to get recommended on YouTube, it's not to do with tags so much. Like, it's apparently tags are now only 5%, and the rest of it is to do with something to do with description and stuff like that. So okay, so we got like the basic head shape. I think now would probably be a good time to add the mirror modifier. So I'll make a loop cut in the middle there, and then remove like half of it. And I have to do something about this point at the bottom too. I can just, I'll sort that out later. I'll just get rid of that now. Okay. Oh, I forgot I have a second keyboard on my desk. I have 2 keyboards here so that I can use the number pad with my left hand without taking my hand off the mouse. I need to get one of those little, like, you know, weird keyboards. Hey, Victor Strachik, how's it going, dude? Interesting. Well, yeah, I think that some people were kind of abusing the old system. So that's why they did it. Let me add this modifier real quick. Mirror. Wait, am I in the wrong axis? Oh, damn, I am. Hang on, I need to sort this out. I thought I was on the Y axis, but I'm not. Okay. So let's rotate this 90 degrees on the... No, not on the X. Ultimate gamer setup. Yeah, it's like... Wait. What have I done here? What's this? What did I do now? Oh, maybe it's because I need to close this off. Make a face out of that. What is this funky geometry? Oh, by the way, here's a quick tip for you. If you're building something for your game, you can create a startup file in Blender that has your character or anything that's a good reference already in the scene. So every time I make a new object in Blender, there's a character, my character model is in the scene. And that way, when I'm about to export, I can check the proportions of everything and make sure that it's not going to be too big or too small when I import it into Unity. Just a little quick tip for you guys, if anyone struggles with scaling issues. I'm gonna go back before I did the mirror modifier because something's gone horribly wrong. It's still doing it. That's really weird. Is there something going on this side? No. Victor, I don't know if I already answered this because I'm kind of tired right now. Let me try merging vertices by distance. No. That's so weird. Maybe there's just some... I thought there might be some geometry like stuck somewhere. I haven't seen this before. Definitely. Yeah, it's quite useful. Maybe if I copy it... Oh, what's that? What's that line there? Is that the problem? Get out of here. God damn it. Okay. Wait, it's not Control V in Blender? I think I've never pasted something in Blender before. All. That's like the most annoying thing. Anyway. Yeah, oh, I think I already asked you. So what you've been up to, Victor? Maybe if I just start deleting some faces, and faces, not edges. Okay, that works. It's still there. This has got to be a glitch. Like, it has to be. I've never seen something like this before. Like, what's going on? Well, it doesn't have to be. I could just be an idiot, and that's probably fair. I'm actually gonna delete it and start again because that's just bugging me so much. I can start on the right axis this time. Okay, so let's do it quick style. Let's see how big the character is as well. Oh yeah, just a little bit out of size. So let's create a new cube and tab. And maybe I'll do the mirror modifier from the start this time. Okay. So vertices. Doop, doop, doop. Object mode, mirror modifier, mirror, done. So yeah, I got a few little cool tips I could probably give you when it comes to little things to make your life easier like that. I'm all about little tiny optimizations to make my life easier. Like, I love it when you find some really like nice way of doing things efficiently and you're just like, oh yeah. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I feel like I've like learned to figure out the thing. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm kind of tired at this point. But nothing much, judging by your voice. It's going well. It's dumb because I couldn't find a chat. Quite different than, yeah. I still don't know if I'm gonna end up streaming more on Twitch because I feel like there's a bigger retro PS1 horror game scene on YouTube. So I feel like this is the best place to be, but I'm not too sure because I haven't spent enough time on Twitch like recently to know. Okay, where did it? Okay, so we got the first part again. Ooh, we got fangs. We didn't want to do that. So we can turn on the merge thing. Clip in, sorry. And then put them all Y, I guess. Oh, G, Y, 0, no, G, X, 0, no, G, Y, 0, no. Or we could just do that. Looks like a tongue. Is this like sounds driving anyone crazy yet, by the way? Because I could change it. Twitch is quite weird lately, so maybe it's good just streaming on here. What's weird about Twitch now, I know like they're always like messing around with their like policy stuff and everything like that. Okay, so the mouth joining will be up here, I guess. So this is where the place should actually split from. Yeah, I'll change it. Let's have some Silent Hill. Tell me if it's too loud though. Exactly, that's what I meant. Yeah. I always felt very unsafe streaming on Twitch when I was doing it a lot. Like, I felt like if I just did one thing wrong, then they were gonna like come in with their like ban hammer and just get me, you know? Not like I was some like, I don't know, offensive streamer, but you know, I always felt on edge when I was streaming on Twitch. How about you guys? Do you prefer watching stuff on Twitch or do you prefer on YouTube? Be interested to know if there's differing opinions. Yeah. Oh look, he's on the. Wait, that's the front of you, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. YouTube. Yeah. And is there a reason for that? Someone's got your name on Twitch. So I feel like the Twitch is a thing for young kids. I don't know. I never. Oh, really? I don't know. Like I knew lots of guys like us, you know, on there too. Like the older boomers, you might say. More cozy. You feel more at home here, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna extend out from that other part too, actually. But I'll probably need to add a loop cut so it doesn't just completely join on there. So that's one loop cut that's definitely gonna be probably necessary. So he'll have his kind of arched back, like, yeah, let's just figure out this shape. And then it's gonna sink in a bit here, and then he needs to have a belly here. Let's extrude this out a little bit again. I only joined because of you. Oh really? The song is good. Yeah, I like Silent Hill. Love it actually. So if he has a belly like here. It looks like I'm gonna need another loop cut to satisfy it, but I hope not. Gotta make sure to make it really angular and nice. Also gotta think about the profile from the front. I don't remember, Kev. It's probably a long time ago. And I'm bad at remembering things. Hey, welcome back. So, still cracking away at this. You're playing RE2? Oh yeah, I remember. You know what? I actually might split this out already because I feel like it's going to be easier for me to model the head if it's on its own. I'll make that into its own model. So maybe I'll just model the head first, actually. No, I shouldn't do that. Sorry, I'm changing my mind a lot, but it's because it's like how you start is how you're going to go on, you know, and I don't want to fuck myself over. I need to get the basic, like the most basic silhouette and shape done first. So I'm just gonna block everything out, I guess, and then later I'm gonna go in and refine everything and give it detail. So these arms are kind of, well, they're close to his head in the actual drawing, but maybe we can just bring this back and make it more, I don't know. So he's gonna have these nubs on the end, yeah. There, I don't know why I said yeah, but maybe you should have a second bend in him there, and then we can like extend out these parts. Like ideally, the least amount of polygons, I'll be happy. So I've been like messing around with programs and Flash like when I was a kid, but as far as like in a serious context, probably the last couple of years I've been really going at it, but even then, like, I never built anything proper. This is my first real proper project because, well, I go on about it a lot, but I was diagnosed with ADHD, and since I've been medicated for that, life has just been much easier and I can actually concentrate on things now. I was someone who never believed that ADHD was a real thing, to be honest, but like, it's completely transformed my life. If you've seen my recent video about it as well, you would I talk about it a bit there. But yeah, as far as modeling and stuff, I've been messing around for like a year or something, I think. But when I was younger, I played a bit with Cinema 4D and stuff like that. So I got like some experience. How do I select a loop again? I forgot. I know it's not right click. Or maybe there's a weird loop happening that it can't select. Let me practice on this one. Yeah, like it was honestly like a pretty heavy moment for me to finally get that diagnosis, because my whole life people pretty much just told me that I was just lazy, and I was like, they thought I had potential, but I could never act on it, you know. Teachers in school were always saying stuff like that, like, oh, he's got so much potential, but he just won't listen, he just won't concentrate. It's like, we talk to him, we tell him what to do, and he nods, and then he just doesn't do anything. And that, like, when you spend like half your life with people telling you that, it kind of gets to you, you know. It's like you really feel like, yeah, that's just me, that's who I am. I'm just the one who's too lazy to actually do something with their life. I'm the one who is always the butt of the joke, because I'm kind of like, you know, always failing at things. Kind of, yeah. Sorry, I'm like the king of making things like too heavy. But it's a positive thing, to be honest, because now I feel all of that kind of time that I spent feeling shit and like I couldn't do anything, that whole time I was thinking, I really want to make games, you know, I really want to do this, I really want to do that. And now that I actually can, it's like, I know that it's like my life's goal to do these things now, because now I really have the opportunity, you know. So it's really friggin' awesome for me. Yeah, thanks man. Let me just figure out this shape a little bit. He's gonna need more in his midsection, I think. Man, I'm so lame though. I'm sorry for like going on a lame one there. I can't help myself. I think all my friends are bored of hearing about my ADHD, because it's only been like not that long since I was diagnosed. So like, it's like, I always want to talk about how well I'm doing and stuff. Okay, so maybe let's add the under jaw bit now too. Do. Wait. Yeah. I'd say this part isn't exactly the most fun part of the modeling. The texturing part is the bit that I get really excited about, I guess. And if you grow up, yeah. And it was kind of hard, you know, because I was misdiagnosed with different things for like years. Like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe he has like borderline personality disorder. Maybe he has bipolar. Let's give him these drugs that lower dopamine so that he doesn't. Well, I was a dick, but yeah. Well, I still am, I guess. But I don't want to sound like I think I'm hot shit. Okay. Right. That looks kind of like the shape I'm going for. But it needs to be more aggressive looking. It's got to be like... No, it can't make that noise. I think like the... I don't know. Okay. Right. Yeah, the funnest part of using Blender for me is doing the texture painting. Once you've figured out how you even put a friggin' texture on anything. I remember like when I first was experimenting with Blender, it just felt like, why is everything so hard? Paramite vibes. Yeah, I get that. So we got Scrab and Paramite vibes now. What's that? Shry Skull, is it? The creature that's a combination of both of them? I remember at the end you got to use like Abe's like freaky power to turn into the Shry Skull and like fuck shit up. Okay, so I think the legs need to be more forward and then these joints need to be more back. I'll need to straighten these out as well because they've gotten all distorted now. Okay. Like, I might even just leave the legs as square and just have some stuff out of them. I'm not sure. I'll have to put the character up against it. Like, this is another thing you can do. Look, he's riding him. He's like the never-ending story, you know? Yeah! But, anyway, you know, sometimes it's good to look at the other character and see about what kind of geometry they have. So this is smooth shaded, but his arms are pretty much squares. They're not exactly squares, but you know what I mean. They've got four sides to them. If I turned off the smooth shading, you would see that. If I remember how. Character. Wait. Object shading. Shade flat. Yeah, see? This is actually how basic the character looks without the smooth shading. So we could probably get away with square arms. The only thing to bear in mind is the size of this creature, because if this creature is too small, like if he's a small like this character, if he has a similar size arms to this character, then it will look fine. But if the creature is like twice the size of him, then we could probably get away with adding a bit more geometry, adding an extra face or two to keep consistent with the style. Let's see what he looks like smooth shaded so far. Yeah, it's amazing what smooth shading can do to the look of a design. Oh, we got a face in the middle there. That's not good. We can deal with that later anyway. So let's go back to shading it flat. So, got this arm, this bit looking kind of okay. Move this slightly over there, that over there. It's on the piss a bit still though. And if you're not familiar with that term, it means it's wonky. I know that obviously Kev understands what that means. Right. Oh, see, that looks better, but I don't know if maybe this would be better, like kind of curved. Maybe I could add like a well, I've got a different idea about how I could do it, I guess, now, because if this bends, it's going to end up looking a bit weird probably. So maybe I would remove this. Better. Yeah. Yeah. English people speak, well, people from near London like I am, who speak like idiots. Yeah, maybe that would be better. Better. Okay. Aww. Yeah, that's the one thing with like low poly models, is it's kind of hard to get the joints right, I think. I actually, to be fair, I don't know, this thing is probably going to have separate limbs, like I said in the beginning, so this probably doesn't even matter, to be fair. I like that kind of segmented look that you get with old, what the heck happened here? With the old PlayStation games like Resident Evil. And that. You know, like in Resident Evil 2, Leon's joints are all like the one, they're all like their individual object. I like that look. And that's one thing that I've noticed I haven't seen that many other makers do with these kind of, with the survival revival kind of games. I haven't seen many people who've done that segmented kind of style. So that's something I knew I definitely wanted to do to at least stand out a little bit. Most people have everything kind of connected together in one mesh. And I do use one mesh, but like all of the, you know, it looks like they're all just one object. They don't deform or anything. They just move. Okay, so let's add some spikes. I don't know how wide his legs should be either. I'm gonna add a little bump at the base here for that effect. And then we'll have some spikes going down. And these will literally be just ending in a point, I think. Move at center. Yeah, like that. Maybe these could be quite dramatic in proportion too. I don't know why, but this is reminding me of like Final Fantasy VII character arms, you know? Do you know what I mean? It's that level of geometry. Well, he definitely needs bigger claws or a smaller head. Yeah, they gotta be probably bigger, but maybe lower, like in the picture. Maybe his arms are a bit too lanky, I'm not sure. Because if we look at the picture compared to this, the claws are nearly touching the floor and his elbows are slightly raised, so if you can call them elbows. I'll probably need to add some kind of buffering here so it doesn't look weird as well. Let me just... I'll probably get away with that. Oh, but maybe I could reverse this because it's supposed to be like they're coming out of like a sheath or something, innit? That's probably better. But then I'm going to have to add another loop cut in here so we can have... so we can have that kind of effect, I guess. So, well, it's not bad. I think it's starting to take shape a little bit. There's probably another few hours left in this though, knowing me. Okay, so let's make these legs a bit less lanky. Maybe raise them up just a bit. Lot of just fine adjustments, really. I don't know why it takes me so long to do anything, but I am a bit long like that. Remember someone said on one of my videos, like, what, a week for a low poly model? Like, as if to say, that's really, really shit, like, you should do it faster. And I was like, yeah, I'm slow, I'm sorry. I just can't do things fast. Like, I guess I'm getting better in some ways because, you know, half the struggle with this kind of thing is like you're just learning new things. You're learning all the shortcuts in Blender and like where everything is supposed to go. Yeah. I definitely agree. The unknown. I'm like that with coding, especially taking my time. When I build a system, I'll usually build it kind of 2 or 3 times by the time it's finished, because I just want to make sure that I'm doing things in the way that's not going to fuck me over in the future. Because when I was younger, I had no idea about coding in a way that was kind of helpful for the future. Is this the ADHD music stuff? No, I don't want to play that stuff on stream because like I like I get on with the guy who does that music, but some of the music on his channel is not, he gets other people to send him some beats and stuff that he mixes in with the music. So he said that I could get copyright stroked for it and it wouldn't even be up to him, you know? So it's best to use this stuff that I won't get striked for. At least I hope I won't get striked for. Because I think video game music like this, old video game music, I don't think anyone's like bothered about that, to be honest. But prove me wrong. Yeah, they are a good band. Yeah. Dead Volume showed me a band called ADHD and they're pretty cool. Okay. So maybe these need to be a touch wider. These need to be a bit more in this way. Wait, let's turn on local. No, it's local. Yeah, Russian stuff is risky. You have to get, yeah. When I was younger, I used to make things like I wouldn't care if there was a bunch of spaghetti code, you know. I'd be like, oh, it's fine, it works, like, so it's fine. But you realize, especially when working on something that's kind of big or bigger than a game jam game or something like that, you know, you realize, fuck, like if I don't sort this out now and like nip it in the bud and make it expandable and make it so it's not gonna destroy things in the future, then I'm pretty much fucked. It's got a nice little booty now, at least. I think we can kind of squeeze the belly out a little bit now. Like, that's one of my main interests in programming and in the Unity stuff is architecture, and that's kind of going to be my main focus when I do more tutorials and stuff on the channel, because I think it's something that's probably the most confusing to understand when you're starting out, and I still don't. I'm not an expert. I'm learning as I go, but it's something there's no like clear rules about what you should and shouldn't do. And when you think about programming, you usually think it's something that is very much like you do it this way, this is the right way. But even within the community, you know, people are arguing the best way to do stuff all the time. I think a lot of the time when you're still learning, end up finding out a much quicker way of doing things. Yeah, it's true. That's true with like Unity as well. Like, there's been so many times that I've been kind of concepting how something's going to work, some class that I want to make, and then it's like, oh, actually Unity totally just already has that built in by default, or they've got a third-party deal with a package, an asset package that just does that by default, and it's like, oh, okay, that's easy. And that's the great thing about using a game engine. A lot of the tedious stuff that you would usually, I guess, have to think about isn't so mandatory, because a lot of it is just already built in there. So you can focus on the actual game rather than the technical aspects. Although, obviously, you're always going to hit a wall where you need to do something very specific that Unity doesn't have covered, and then you can either go out and get yourself an asset package to do that. But I personally like to, even if there's like some built-in solution, I like to try and figure out how I would do it first, because then you just learn something. Like, if you just copy paste something in you find on some website, you know, Stack Overflow or something, it can work, but it's like, if you don't understand it, you're just it's like playing Russian roulette, because later on you could come to a point where where you got to go back and you got to change something that's connected to that thing in some way, and then you don't know how it works, so you're just ending up just chucking a load of different inputs into this thing and trying to figure out how it works, and yeah, not good. The only like exception to that is if it's something to do with graphics programming, because I'm never going to be like a graphics programmer. It's like a whole it's a whole thing of its own, you know. That's something I think you really need to specialize in if you're gonna do it, if you want to be like really good at it. So when it comes to like shaders and stuff like that, I really haven't done much on my own. I usually look for just you know, something that already does it. I'm really interested in it as well, but I think like shader language and stuff, it's just my impression, but it seems more for people who are good at maths, and I'm not. I'm okay with vector math for like gameplay and stuff like that now. I definitely wasn't when I started learning it. That was friggin' hard, but now like that's one of those things. Once you get once you get the concept, once you figure out all the built-in kind of stuff that Unity provides for it, It's pretty easy. Like, you don't have to go around working out the tangent or anything of things, because you can just get like the normal value, for example, of the thing you're colliding with, or anything like that. There's loads of different built-in math functions for figuring out that stuff. Oh, so his back claws were actually bent slightly at this weird angle, so maybe that would look better. See, at the moment he kind of looks like a torso, like reversed, which is not the most kind of not the worst look, I'd say. It's kind of interesting at least, but not exactly what I'm going for. He needs a bit of refinement somewhere. That's how many triangles have we got? To be fair, like, for a whole creature, we've got a pretty good amount of triangles so far. Like 254. I think, like, my character's head has 200, and so does Leon's head from Resident Evil 2. So 200 for... Oh wait, I just realized I've got the mirror modifier on. Potato roots. Could do. Maybe I'll try it. I use physics, line cast, and trigger collider for sight my enemy. Everyone use ray cast and trigger makes combat stuff for me, and physics. So it's probably doing it in a similar way, right? To be fair, like, the raycast stuff isn't that hard once you do it a couple of times, but there's a lot of syntax to remember, I think. What about a fungus? A fungus among us? How about a lovely, friendly little bumhole right over here? I kind of like the potato tubes idea. Maybe the fungus would be better as part of the texture. Like, I'm imagining something like gross growing off him. That could really work. That could help give it a bit more, well, a bit of a different, you know, more going on in like color values and stuff. That would be cool. So, like, let me think about if I want to... I think I need to, like, definitely slim him in the middle. I don't want to... Yeah, modularized. I think that is a word. I'm not sure if I know what you mean in context, though. Maybe you could elaborate further. I think there's a few things I would moan about Unity, though. Sometimes, like, their documentation is kind of inconsistent. Like, it's so easy to find out some things, and then other things you've got to go on some deep, like, friggin' Google search, and you have to ask questions, and it's just for really basic stuff that should be documented. Makes me suspicious that I'm not learning some important stuff. Yeah. Well, I kind of, when I was first learning Unity, I always had this kind of feeling like, oh, this is too hard. I'm never going to understand this all. Like, there's too many things. What does it all mean? But after a while, I kind of stopped thinking about learning all of it, you know? And then I just started thinking about just learning the bits that I needed to know right at that moment. And that kind of shift in perspective really helped me, I'd say, because I wasn't... You literally, to finish a game, you don't need to know every class in Unity. You just don't. It's good, like, the more you know, the more, like, stuff, but you don't need to know it all, right? Right. It's looking better, but maybe this chest could be a bit more like expanded out. Like, we got all this extra geometry here now, so we might as well do something with it rather than it being pretty much flat. I don't know if that attitude is good, but that's how I feel. It's got to have a bit more of a intimidating presence. You should provide a powerful political statement. Hey, welcome, Doug. And, you know, not only do you not need to know everything, but many things are like you can do in lots of different ways. There's lots of things that are just not so, you know, not like, oh, this is the way you have to do it, and if you do it a different way, you're stupid. There's so many things that's like, you can do it this way, do it that way, whatever. But that, yeah, like the pressure, I think, from thinking like, oh, this is too much, is what has made me stop a lot of times in the past, because it's just like, I don't know, I might as well just give up because I'm never going to learn all of this stuff. But nah, fuck that. I don't know, if his back legs are up like so, maybe his arms need to come down a bit at the front there to make it more believable. I'm thinking about if there was something actually sitting in this posture, like, would it make sense that it could balance like this? Maybe it should have arms that are slightly more forward facing like this, and I can just beef these up a bit. I think that looks better. What do you guys think? Okay. It's actually quite fun. Like, I have never ever drawn concept art before making something, but it's made this process like 10 times easier than it has been before, I think. Because it's like you got the kind of, you know, the thing that's going to work, because we can see that it works on the image, so all I need to do now is kind of translate it. I just realized though, this is going to be double the amount of triangles, because obviously this is only half of it. The other half is in the modifier, you know, so it will end up being like 400 or 500 by this point, but that's still like definitely reasonable. Might need to do something about these things here. I don't know, like the topology is a bit off, but for such a low poly thing it don't really matter, but I just get a bit OCD about it, I guess. Oh, that's one cool thing you can do in Blender. I don't know if you guys use it much, or that I found this out. I think it's called sliding. Like, you can slide vertices. Like, you can double click to select an edge lid, right, and press G and that moves them. But if you press G again, you can like slide the vertices along the surface, so they're never like, you can just move them around. That's a quick tip. Okay. So, I haven't thought, we got a lot of the body shape kind of good, I think, but maybe there should be a bit more definition on the legs, a little bit. And, well, there's so much you can do with a fucking square, isn't there? but yeah. Got to make sure these limbs are all going to look good once I separate it all out as well. Okay. So he's got some stronger looking legs at the back now. Maybe I could beef them up even more. But I don't want to go overboard because it's like, you know, you got to think like, if this was a PS1 creature, do you think they would have bothered to add an extra cut here so that we could have that definition? And probably not. They wouldn't even have this amount of like geometry going on in the front here. This is like crazy. But it's because we had to add that loop cut. We could do some magic and kind of cut off the loop cut around here and just put in a triangle somewhere. But that might be something I'll do off stream because it's just more tedious than anything else. But I do want to get this to a point here. So if we merge these to the center, and then move it over there. Oops, we lost his beak. Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm going to be ending this soon, the stream pretty soon, because I'm going to play a little bit of, what's it called? Resident Evil Outbreak with my friend. Like, maybe we can keep some of this geometry on the head. I'm not sure yet. Like, to be fair, he probably needs a socket for his eye as well. Would be helpful. So that you can have an eye, Mr. Monster. That's what you want, right? Yes. Yes. Just talking to myself. I just got that one as well. Cool. You know there's a mod for it so you can play it online on PC. Pretty nifty. All right, so he's pretty okay. Maybe just thinking about where this eye socket should be, or if we even need it. I'm really not sure. Maybe we don't even need it, to be fair. I like to do as many things like on the texture itself rather than in the model, because that's like the heart of Resident Evil, not Resident Evil. That's the heart of PlayStation vibes, I think, is trying to do everything, getting your detail to come through the texture rather than the actual geometry. That's one of the things that I think about a lot. That was my mistake with the first character model, I think, that I made. Not the first one, but the guy with the beard I made like, there was so much geometry trying to get everything perfect, and it just ended up being like, curious to see how you're going to texture this creature. Yeah, I guess I'll save that for the next stream. Spikes on the hind leg. Oh yeah, that's true. I will add those in, yeah. Let's call this, what's this guy's name? Screecher, maybe? Can't remember what the other suggestions were, but I remember that. He needs some, I think he needs a slimmer body, you know? Like, I don't want to be cruel to him, but I think a slimmer body is part of his look. Like, he should look like he's pretty hungry, I think. And he's a fast, agile predator, right? So I think it would make sense if he was a bit more light. Let me just... Like, he should be kind of muscular, I think, but Yeah, maybe we'll add the spikes in tomorrow if I stream tomorrow. Maybe I can stream on weekends and do this kind of creative stuff because it gives me a break from all the coding that I'd spend my time doing otherwise. Let's try and put him in the same position like we had our on our view. Try and get that silhouette good. Oh, so his legs actually bent more in here. So let's try and get some of that going on. And rotate a little bit. Make the spikes a bit smaller. Get this knee joint in. Now. Well, that's looking a bit closer to it. But these spikes at the back were actually quite small, weren't they? I don't know if I'll keep it like that. I think both of the spikes were actually kind of smaller. I hadn't noticed. I don't know what's better. Let's see what it looks like if I do lower them down a bit. Well, I think the front spikes should definitely be bigger. The back ones are more like support kind of thing. But I'd say we got pretty close to the silhouette. I think it's just the torso itself, because it's kind of, even in the picture we have, it's like unclear exactly how the really like the jaggedness. Yeah, so that's a good point actually. Like these parts should probably have a point on them as well. Like maybe we can just do a little insert here to give it that bony kind of look. That will definitely do something on the way there. Oh, wait. Let me just do it again. Scale it out a bit. Maybe more like this and then go into point. Well, that's a bit more like it. And yeah, bear in mind that these limbs are going to be, so this will be one limb, this will be one limb, and it will all be separated like that. So they'll have a bit more of that jagged look, I think, by virtue of that. But maybe a bit more definition could go into them as well, just to give it that kind of touch. Like we forgot about the cannonball shoulders as well, so that's something to think about. This kind of thing feels quite right. Okay. Maybe he could have a similar kind of joint thing going on these back legs as well. But this probably will need to change because of the way the joints will be set up. Let's have a look what he looks like unshaded. I mean, not unshaded. I mean smooth shaded. Because this is how he'll appear in the game. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's pretty close. Maybe his posture would be different in the front when he's actually, you know, doing anything. Maybe we could go all the way with this kind of streaming series and end up animating him and everything. That would be pretty damn cool. We'd have to watch some videos about how insects actually move so that we could figure it out. Because I don't know how to animate an insectoid kind of crawling. I guess he's kind of insectoid. He's not exactly, but that would be an interesting rabbit hole to fall down. Maybe just slightly slimmer limbs to give that more, you know, eggy design. I don't know what I'm talking about, eggy. More awesome, cool look. Ah, you know what? He needs a neck as well. I probably need to scale some of this stuff in to give him a bit more of a neck. So, I think, is he going to open his mouth or just suck at the front mouth? Because now it looks like he has a mouth without teeth. Yeah, like, he doesn't have teeth. So the idea was that he would just suck with this thing. And this is kind of his way of hooking into it. But maybe something could come out of here, like some hollow sucking tube or tooth. Let's darken him a bit and see how we think. He's giving me vibes like this thing from Heart of Darkness. I can't remember the name of it, but there's this like this little creature that's like the subordinate of the main villain, and it's got like this weird like nose thing coming down. Hey, thanks Two-Face Divi. Welcome. I haven't heard the word divvy in a long time. Yeah, a bit like one of those tapir, yeah. Maybe there's a way that I could make this obviously a separate part of the skull. Maybe that's something I could do with geometry. I do kind of like how he looks like a guy laying backwards. Like, you could do something really freaky with the texture, like it's actually a guy that's like bent into this creature, right? And then his face is like here, but it's all fucked up, you know? And he's just transformed like this out the back, and the like spines have just pushed through, and that's why all this blood is coming out. That's definitely one idea. It's got the Silent Hill kind of vibes in it, like some, you know, like the sexy monsters or whatever. It's like, if you look at it from this position, it's like someone with their legs open. A humor face. First time you count one, it could be on the wall, so it looks like a man. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, it could be like in a dormant stage, and then it could just go like and like that's a pretty good idea. Again, sorry for the noises. Like, I wouldn't want to do a full transformation, but it could be like in such a dark space that you can just sort of see the face and you can see that it's moving. Maybe like there's a like lantern and it's just slightly flashing on the face so you can't see the rest. And then you come over and yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, and it turns upside down and you hear like the like snapping as it does it or something. Ugh. Fucking gross. Yeah. See, this is why I need to do more live streams. Like, I get ideas from people. Do some jerk. Yeah. I gotta get some good breaking noises. I love a good snapping noise. I got a bunch of pencils that are pretty much useless now. Maybe I could do some like... Anyway, I guess it's about time to end the stream because I got some other stuff I need to do tonight. Get his jerk on. Oh god. Yeah, so we're almost done with the modeling. Almost done with the modeling. We need to add a few spiky bits at the back, I guess. And then after that, we're gonna move on to the texturing. And then after that will be some animation. And I'll only do this stuff on stream, I think, because then we can be together for the whole process. I'm gonna spend my working days just working on the kind of animations, not animations, on the coding and the underlying systems. And then I'll focus on the artwork for the streams. So, I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you just joined and I'm about to end, I'm sorry. If you want to join for the next stream, I will probably do it tomorrow, to be fair, but it won't be quite as long a stream. So make sure you subscribe. I upload videos weekly and sometimes more. Glowing eyes, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, if obviously sub if you're into this kind of thing. I do some tutorial kind of stuff sometimes and just talk about systems. So if you're not interested in that, then that's fine too. If you just like old PS1-ish kind of games, then you might like my channel too. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next stream, probably tomorrow. So once again, thanks. Bye. See ya. Bye.